Among some of the most powerful Force-based artifacts are Holocrons. These data storage devices have been used for millennia by both Jedi and Sith alike, and each one is always unique from the other. For the Sith in particular, Holocrons were no mere luxury, but a vital piece of ensuring the survival of their legacy and their very order. Knowledge is power, and the knowledge and power that resides in Sith Holocrons makes them some of the most important and valuable items in the entire galaxy, even in fact, to the Jedi. In fact, it would be a huge point of contention between the Jedi and the Sith that the Jedi always made sure to snatch up any Sith Holocrons that were left at large in the stars and stash them away in the Temple Archive vault. For thousands of years, the Sith resented the Jedi for this, a theft of knowledge that no Jedi should have. And as time went on, the numbers of Holocrons that the Sith held dwindled in comparison to that the Jedi held, hidden away deep within their vault. But with this raises a massive question. Despite the fact that the Jedi are sworn protectors of the light, who make it their duty to destroy all darkness, they actually never destroy the Sith Holocrons that they come in possession of. But why exactly is this? The exact number of Sith Holocrons that the Jedi possess are unknown, but it is in the dozens, if not the hundreds, all of which they keep, none of which they destroy no matter how dangerous the knowledge or sinister the power that they contain. But again, why would the Jedi do this? Is there a massive Force conspiracy, or is it just something else? Well, today, Acolytes of the Force, we will uncover the truth and open up a holocron of our own design. To analyze this, we must go back to the beginning. The Jedi originally got their hands on Sith Holocrons after the defeat of Naga Sadow, at the conclusion of a conflict known as the Great Hyperspace War. When the Sith Naga Sadow fled to the moon of Yavin 4, it left the Sith homeworld of Korriban vulnerable, along with the neighboring worlds such as Ziost. Therefore, as they were undefended, the Republic were able to take them effortlessly. The Jedi would inherit these worlds and loot all of the vaults, treasures, and tombs, carrying off just about everything they found as plunder, marking one of the most devastating events that ever happened to the Sith in recent memory. What's significant about this time period, though, is only one Sith Holocron was known to exist, a holocron recovered by a Jedi. The Jedi Master's name was Odan This holocron was supposedly one of the very first Sith holocrons ever constructed, possibly even the one that was crafted by the ancient Lord King Adis, as it contained knowledge dating all the way back to 100,000 years prior. It is assumed that following the Great Hyperspace War, more holocrons would be uncovered as they looted the tombs and encountered more Sith such as Freed and Nad. Following the Beast Wars on Onderon and the subsequent Old Sith Wars, the Jedi would be at this point in time possessing hundreds of Sith Holocrons. However, during this period, they had kept them mainly for study as well as curiosity. It would only be after the destruction left in the wake of the Sith Lord Exar Kun, whose fall can be attributed to a Sith Holocron nonetheless, who his own Jedi Master possessed. It was here that would mark a substantial change, as the Jedi would begin to actually hide the Holocrons away and keep it secret that they even had them in the first place, and therefore, the birth of the Holocron Vault. From now on, even until the Clone Wars, there were only rumors that the Jedi had Sith Holocrons, and only specific Jedi Masters knew of the truth. In fact, many of the Jedi that worked and operated in the temple were unaware that the archives contained Sith knowledge at all of which was hidden away only for the eyes of the Jedi High Council. Not even the Jedi librarian had clearance for the vault or the forbidden section, though we later learned that Jocasta Nu had a hidden room full of Sith treasures behind one of these archive bookshelves, although we do not know why. But now that we've established the lore, back to the question, why would the Jedi never destroy any of these holocrons? It isn't as though a holocron is impossible to destroy, as we know they can be, although the destruction of a holocron can be prevented by a powerful Sith spell. On some occasions though, they can be destroyed extremely easily, as Bane destroyed the holocron of Revan simply by crushing it in his hand. They were not indestructible, which makes their existence even more interesting, as well as the existence of the Jedi Shadows that hunted them. The Shadows were a small elite subsection of the Jedi Sentinels, and their sole mission was to track down and recover or destroy all traces of the dark side. This can go from anywhere to destroying an artifact to an assassination. These Jedi shadows directly reported to the Council of First Knowledge, who in themselves work directly under the head Jedi librarian. What's very important to know about this though, is the Jedi shadows did not have permission to destroy Sith Holocrons, nor did the Council of First Knowledge, nor did the Jedi High Librarian. Only the Jedi High Council had the authority to destroy a Sith Holocron. The reason for this is these items were so incredibly dangerous, there could be no loose ends. If there was a report of a location of a Sith Holocron, we can assume that only a member of the High Council could personally go and recover it. And if any Jedi were found harboring a Sith Holocron without the knowledge of the Council, the price would be expulsion. The High Council stated that the reason that they keep these Sith Holocrons was that the Jedi intended to use the Sith's own knowledge against them. The Jedi had the plan that should the Sith ever arise and the Dark Lord ever reveal himself, they would peer into these holocrons, learning the secrets of the old Sith to destroy the new. With the sheer amount of knowledge built up, the High Council believed that the Sith would simply stand no chance. A fatal flaw, of course. On the surface, they may seem like a good plan, but if you look at it a little deeper, it is utterly foolish. It may be wise to harbor your enemy's knowledge, but there's one factor the Jedi did not account for, and that is the dark side itself. A holocron is imbued with the Force, be it light or dark. That is how they function. They are technology, but every single fiber, wire, and crystal is heavily imprinted with the Force. The dangers of a Sith holocron don't simply come from the knowledge that is within it, but the power that is stored alongside the information. This is why only High Council members are allowed to view it, but I believe this is taking a massive risk. In fact, we theorize here at the channel and within the archives that the Sith holocrons may have manipulated the Jedi into making sure that they would not destroy them. If you don't think a Sith holocron could possibly be that powerful, allow us to talk briefly about Exar Kun and Jedi Master Atris. Exar was indeed prideful as a Jedi, but he still believed in the greater good, and was about as pure as any Jedi would ever want to be. But it was the allure that the Sith holocron had on him, which began to bring him down the path of darkness. Holocrons seduce Force wielders, offering them limitless knowledge, limitless power, and can break even the strongest minds, urging them to take a peek. Jedi Master Atris studied Sith holocrons, as it was her job to do so in the ancient days of the Jedi, but soon she would slowly begin to change and grow an obsession. She surrounded herself with dozens, if not hundreds of Sith holocrons in her collection. All of those powers would slowly drive her insane and into the dark side itself. What resulted was none other than Darth Traya, the woman who would go on to train Darth Nihilus and found the Sith Triumvirate, which would cause the first Jedi Purge. Not every Jedi was seduced by a holocron, but still, they were not destroyed, but we do believe that keeping them in the main temple on Coruscant instead of some base off-world was a major flaw. But anyway, my friends, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on why the Jedi do not destroy Sith holocrons? And unfortunately, why in the end, nearly every holocron that the Jedi had, Sith or not, fell into the possession of Sidious. The journey of the holocrons finally coming full circle. As always, my friends and fellow acolytes of the Force, thank you for stopping by our archives. Be careful of all holocrons, and may the Force be with you.